What is up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode, or the first video under the new name, Whiplash Incorporated. Yes, I have changed the name of the YouTube channel because I just thought that Murder One Entertainment, it's not really like, short, straight to the point like Whiplash. And Whiplash is one of my favorite Metallica songs, and so is Damage Inc. So I merged them together, and we're Whiplash Incorporated. Excuse me. Today I am smoking another Punch Classico, and I cut it with a very, very nice cutter that I had just purchased from cigar. This is my first not cheapy cutter, and it cuts so fucking smooth and perfect cut. And I thought for the first episode of Talking Cigars under the new name of the channel, I would talk about, I have smoked some new cigars that were new to me. I have another cigar at home that I have yet to smoke that's still new to me. The brand isn't. I've had the brand before, but I had it a while ago when I first started smoking, and I totally forget what it tastes like. Not this particular one, but the one I'm going to talk about I feel like I've had before. So I'll start off with a cigar that I was smoking this morning, well, late last night, and continued to smoking this morning. I had recently purchased yesterday, it was a Arturo Fuente Grand Reserva in a Churchill size. Set it on the thing, Churchill, and I believe the wrapper was a Habano. It wasn't quite Maduro, it was probably around this color. A piece of tobacco? No. So the little bits of the cap kind of came off a little bit. Yes, it was a Arturo Fuente Churchill, and I've recently discovered that I enjoy longer cigars. I enjoy almost every cigar I smoke, but especially when I'm home and I'm having some whiskey with it. I had Woodford. I have a bottle of Woodford Reserve bourbon. Very, very nice bourbon. And I had that with that Arturo Fuente, and it was very nice. And I'm finding that I like longer cigars because it burns cooler. And I think I said this before in another video. The heat, and it's harder to fucking overheat it like I have some other cigars. Like, I love smoking cigars this length. It's handy, especially when I'm driving. I have a fucking giant stick in my hand, and this is sort of a bigger ring gauge. I think this is like 55, 58, I think. But what was I saying? Yes, but the Arturo Fuente Churchill Grand Reserva was a very pleasant smoke. When I first lit it and took the virgin puff, as Eddie Sahakian would say, it had taste of not green pepper. It was more like bell pepper. It was peppery and mildly sweet, but it wasn't harsh at all. It was so pleasant. But it wasn't like mild to the point where it's really barely any taste. It had taste. It was very flavorful. Very flavorful. I really enjoyed it. And it was like midnight. I'm sitting on the couch. Me and my girlfriend are watching Mob Wives. I came over because she was watching it and sat down with my drink. And it took me about an hour and a half to get it to, 3/4 of the way done. I was pacing myself. started to notice as it was getting towards the end of the cigar, I was having trouble keeping it lit. So I'm like, you know what? She's like, I want to go to bed. I'm like, oh, I haven't finished my cigar yet. But she's like, Brandon, you got to go to work tomorrow. I'm like, you're right. So I said, I'm going to save it for the ride in tomorrow. And I smoked the rest of that quarter on the way in, and it didn't go bitter. And then I smoked the nub of it at work. And it stayed relatively mild. Didn't go bitter at all. It didn't burn my mouth. The only cigars that really like burn my mouth is I haven't smoked a Perdomo in a while. And the last one I had, it was one of the ones with the blue label on it. I think it was a Maduro. That one was really harsh. And then keeping with the trend of blue, I had been smoking Cohiba Blues. And they're just been very, 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 very harsh. Like I said, I haven't smoked a Perdomo probably since September, and I feel like my palate, excuse me, is starting to change a little bit. I'm starting to be able to taste more. Like I'm tasting the difference between these Cuban cigars and the other, like Nicaraguan and Honduran and whatever other blends. I can taste the difference. I can't describe the difference, but the tobacco tastes different. And I know, I think you know, we don't get real Cuban cigars here, like from Cuba. So I think, you know, they're rolled somewhere else, but I believe they use the same blends. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. They do taste different to me. Like this tastes different than the Toro Fuente. And the second cigar that I've tried, I would say this is kind of a run-of-the-mill, you know, everyone smokes these, but I had really never smoked anything from Romeo y Julieta. And it was the red label, was about probably this size, maybe smaller ring gauge, probably around 50, 52, or whatever, like standard ring gauge. And again, very, very mild, but flavorful. And it had more of a, like a nutmeggy kind of taste to it. Like not straight up cinnamon, but like maybe cloves or something, like spice, like a nice wintry spice, like how you get like spiced coffee or whatever. It was that probably the whole way through, and it was sweet, but it had that same taste of tobacco, the same taste that I've had when I've been smoking these Cuban cigars. I really enjoyed it. The only thing though, I don't know if it's just the one cigar in the batch, but it started to crack towards the end. Like I saw on the wrapper, I didn't see this when I bought it, but if I saw it when I bought it, I probably wouldn't have got it. There's a little nick towards the back, like the back quarter. And once I got down to that part, like down to like there, it started. When I took the band off, I usually leave the bands on, obviously, while I'm smoking, and then I get towards the end, I let the heat from the cigar and the cherry heat up the glue that holds the band on, if it doesn't slide off by itself like this is trying to do. Then I'll take it off. But I think when I took that band off and I started taking more puffs of it, I think because maybe the wrapper was a little dry, it started to crack, and it was a big crack. It wasn't anything I could smoke through because it was like all down the rest of the cigar. So I got kind of pissed off at that because it was a very nice cigar. It tasted very well, very good. So the one I have at home is, I think, the same line of those Romeo and Julietas, but it's the Connecticut blend. It's a light blonde wrapper. It's the yellow band, yellow and white, I believe, and then it has a secondary band that says years like 1887 or 78. So I don't know if that's like a special line, because it said it on the other one. So I'm not sure if that's a special line. It didn't say anything like it was a special, like, like a Grand Reserva or something like special. But I'm very curious to see how it tastes. If I don't have it tonight, I'm going to smoke it tomorrow. I'm going to make another video. But I've done a video on these Punch Classicos before. I like them. They're the best thing. They're the best one that Wawa sells. These are really the only ones I've had by Punch. I think the next time I go to the cigar shop, I'm going to see what else they have in Punch, because I know they have different, a couple more varieties of just the regular Classico ones. So I'll have to see. I kind of want to start doing something new with the channel now that we have the name change. I drew the little skull dude. That skull I draw all the time. And I usually do it with a Spike Mohawk. I don't know why I did it with flames. But his name is Spike. And I think he's a good channel mascot. You know, he's in different forms. Sometimes he has fire hair. Sometimes he has a mohawk. But I call him Spike. And that's the only thing I can draw good. It's my own, I guess, art style. And I think he's a good fit for the new mascot. I think we need a change around here. And I want to start doing maybe a weekly or a monthly video of, like, maybe metal news, like what's going on in the metal scene. I'll do some research and see what's going on, and I'll do a video and talk about it. So I want to start doing a little bit more stuff, because we started talking shit and I kind of lost some, not interest, but kind of hit a dead spot with ideas. And then I started doing the cigar videos after I started to get a little more knowledgeable with them. And I feel like people probably want to see more of a variety. And the name being Whiplash Incorporated, you would think I would talk about some metal. I'll tell you what, I'll talk about this. I've been doing a deep dive on Amon Amarth's earlier albums, because my first album from them was Twilight of the Thunder God. I'm sure that's like everyone's first album, or Deceiver of the Gods, because I got Twilight, because I heard the first song I ever heard was Deceiver of the Gods, and I loved it, and then I wanted to listen to more when my friend showed me them. And then I heard Twilight of Thunder God. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I got the album. But so I had gotten that. And then that was right around the time Yum's Viking came out. 2016, I believe. So then I got Yum's Viking. And then I started to get, like, Deceiver of the Gods. I got With Odin on Our Side, which that was my favorite album by them for a long time. And then I had gotten Pursuit of Vikings. No, Fate of the Norns. Pursuit of Vikings is a song. Fate of the Norns. And I didn't know that their sound changed drastically on that album. And Johann's vocals, when he does, like, the longer high-pitched screams, they don't have a lot of bass to them, and I don't know if that's just due to the mix, but at the time I really didn't like it because I was so used to their newer albums. So I kind of shelved it, would listen to it every once in a while, and didn't really listen to it. And all I would listen to was their newer stuff. And I'm like, I love this band so much. Why don't I give the old albums a try? Because I heard some songs off of 1 Cent from the Golden Hall. I didn't really know what to think of it, but then I went back probably 5 or 6 months ago and started listening to it. I'm like, this actually sounds pretty good, because the earlier stuff is a lot faster. It's melodic, but it's more. It's heavier, and there's more. It's more death metal-y, because I feel like nowadays their sound kind of is a merge of death metal and power metal, if you will, or classic metal. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still melodic death metal, but there's just something different about it. After Fate of the Norns is when it started to change. You could even say for Versus the World too. So I heard that, and then I heard the Avenger, and then I got the Crusher album. And I think my favorite song right now from them is Risen from the Sea. I love the way I love the guitar tone on that album, Crusher. Just all the riffs on Risen from the Sea remind me of, it's like borderline black metal. I love black metal. I love I love trem picking. That's what I think's their thing. But that song has a lot of emotion in it too. And I think I listened to it like 4 or 5 times in a row the other week. And this is over a culmination of a couple months, because I had to listen to other stuff too. You know, when Luxy Turner came out, I was listening to that for over and over again. And I go back and forth. And I love their new albums. I love Amon Amarth's new albums, but I have a newfound appreciation for their early stuff. And I think I prefer the early stuff better. That's usually how it is with bands, right? I really don't have an opinion on their new album, Breaking the Army. I haven't really listened to it that much. I have listened to it all the way through, but I really haven't gone back and sat and listened to it more. I think I might do that. Don't go out. Come on. Sitting here fucking talking. Sorry about that. My fucking neck. But yeah, I really am starting to get into their earlier stuff, and I think I prefer it better. But other than that, there's nothing really else to report or update on, or any more cigars. I'll make a video tomorrow talking about that Romeo and Juliet I have. I'm going to smoke either tonight or on the way home, on the way to work tomorrow. But on that note, I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, all 99 of you. Come on, one more person subscribe. Come on. Almost at 100, but one more. Thank you to all 99 of you who have subscribed, who like my videos. And here's to the new name change. I think I'm going to keep Whiplash Incorporated for the foreseeable future. But it's so I'll do my outro. If you like the video, push the like button, because that's what you do when you like a video. You push the like button. It lets me know if you want to see more videos like this, and if you want to support me and see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. You know, I appreciate everyone who subscribes, so be one of the people I appreciate. Alright, on that note, I'm so bad at doing these fucking outros, but thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.